Hey there, beautiful sun people. Welcome. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I hope that your day is filled with joy, sunshine, love, and just lots of positive energy. I received a message from Spirit that some may be interested in learning a little bit about the tarot cards. And you'll find that there are different ways of interpreting the tarot cards, and so we'll talk about how to basically use them, and we'll talk about some of the cards. There's a method called patchworking, and that is a method where you imagine having a conversation with the characters in the card. And you do this during meditation. And this basically allows you time to get some inner guidance from what is going on. There's really no right or wrong way to read the tarot, because what you're basically doing is allowing spirit to guide you, and spirit will guide the conversations. And so with time, it's something that becomes like water. It becomes very fluid. It becomes pretty easy. But we're gonna go through just some of the tarot cards, so that way we can bring more clarity as to how the cards are read. And if you are here, chances are you've probably seen a tarot video. You're interested in doing this yourself, and so this will bring a little bit more clarity. So let's just get started. The first thing we're going to be learning about is the major arcanas. Okay, most tarot decks have about 22 major arcanas. And arcanas are major energies that surround major life events, transitions, lessons. And basically, when you pull a lot of major arcanas, it may indicate that there's some significant changes that are taking place in your life. Okay. For example, this is number one in the major arcanas. All right. And we'll discuss what it is in just a brief moment. There's also the minor arcanas, and basically those tap into the day-to-day energies, experience, and decisions. And within the minor arcanas, there are four suits. Okay, these four suits correspond to the four elements. And so, for example, you have fire, which is represented by the wands energy. Okay, and I'm going to give you an example. Let me just hold on with the major arcanas. I'm just going to show you some of the minor arcanas as I'm talking about them. All right, so the first, for example, are the wands, which is what we just mentioned. All right, so the wands basically are represented by fire energy. This is Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. These represent inspiration, creativity, passions. Okay. You also have one of the other suits that exists is the cups. Okay, this represents the element of water. It corresponds with Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and it represents emotions and relationships. And it can represent a lot more, depending on how you're reading and what spirit is saying at the moment. But those are some of the major things that are represented by that suit. Okay, the next suit that is represented is the swords. The swords represent air energy. Okay, and this is represented by Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. And you'll hear a lot of times, when you're reading or listening to tarot, when an individual pulls out, let's just take this first one, the Ace of Swords, for example. Someone may say, there is a lot of Libra energy coming out of this, and this is what I like about this deck is you can also see that, that sign is represented there. Um, so it's represented by Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, and this energy looks at the mind. It looks at ideas, how we communicate. So when something like this comes up, these are some of the things that may come to mind when the individual is interpreting the card. Okay, the next suit that we'll discuss are the pentacles. Okay, the pentacles are earth energies. Okay, so you have Taurus, you have Virgo, you have Capricorn represented here. These are represented, this represents the energy of physical security, wealth, health. So for example, if someone were to pull out the Ace of Pentacles, this represents, like an offering of new things. Me just looking at this card, it can represent someone offering you, maybe a new job, a new opportunity. Um, so those are some of the things that can be represented. Okay. And since we're on the subject of aces, uh, aces usher in elemental energy. Okay, as numbers increase, energy and lessons also increase and heighten as well. So I want to mention that each suit has a set of court cards. Okay, these are the page, knight, queen, and kings, and I'm going to just let you see the court cards here. All right, so you'll see here, these are the court cards for the pentacles. So you see the page here, the knight, and you also have the queen, and you also have the king. Okay, now these are messengers in the form of people, energies, situations. Heavy court cards may mean a lot of influences. All right. So those are some of the things that I wanted to mention, just in terms of just general things to know about the tarot. And some people, when they're doing the tarot, they look at reversals. Some don't. It really depends on the individual. But if you are doing reversals, um, a reversal can mean blocked or stagnant energies. So for example, the magician, when it's in the upright, this person is able to manifest, they're able to be creative. But if it's in the reversal, then that means that person has a stagnant energy. They're not able to really create new things, and their energies are blocked. So let's go into some of the major arcanas and what they represent. Okay, so the magician is represented by number 1. It represents, as we said, creativity, action, power, manifestation, skill, magic, work, self-employment, smooth talker, someone who's able to make things happen, basically someone with the gift of gab, really strong willpower. They direct their own will. They're very creative and are able to manifest at will. Number 2 in the tarot is the high priestess. And the high priestess is definitely, water energy. It is number 2 in the tarot. It represents mystery, intuition, inner knowing, self-trust, spiritual insight, emotional stability, divination. Basically, it really looks at someone who is very much in tune with spirit and is able to tap into the divine. Okay, next you have the high priestess. The high priestess, number 3, there's definitely a lot of feminine energy, very obvious. This is, the ultimate representation of femininity. This is a person who basically sits, on the throne, as you can see. They're able to manifest. They're able to, they represent sensuality. They're nurturing, oftentimes a mother, someone who's very fertile, someone who's able also to manifest as at will as well. And number four, you have the emperor number four. You definitely see a lot of, some fire energy there. Um, the emperor is one who is stable. This is a masculine who's stable, who knows what they want. They are very structured, protective, father figure, disciplined in what they do. They're, in terms of financially, they're stable. They're dependable. This is, your ideal image of, a masculine, if you were to think of the emperor. Next, you have the Hierophant. The Hierophant, which is number five, represents traditional institutions, traditional values, conventional conformity, marriage, commitment, religion, beliefs, knowledge sharing, social groups, education, knowledge. The Hierophant, can also represent someone who is in the know as well. And you can see here on the card it says, I choose which traditions I embrace and how I do it. Okay, so that's the Hierophant. The next major arcana, number six, is the Lovers. The Lovers is, it represents major choices, love, soulmates, kindred spirits, perfect unions, partnerships, relationships, romance. This is very much a romantic relationship. And as you can see just by the image here, the two individuals are they're bare. These are not these are not people who are brothers and sisters here. They're very much romantically involved. There's a lot of, intimacy energy within this card as well. The next card is the Chariot number seven. This represents victory, overcoming obstacles, success, ambition, determination, willpower, control, self-discipline, hard work, and focus. And oftentimes when I think of a chariot, I just think of someone, in literally a chariot, coming in to, who's someone who's very ambitious and determined with great willpower. Next, you have number eight, which is strength, represented by a lot of fire energy, and you can even see that on the card here. This represents inner strength, courage, bravery, confidence, compassion. Basically, this card speaks for itself. Having strength in various situations, emotions. It can be, related to relationships as well. Next, you have the Hermit. This is a soul searching individual, very spiritual, spiritually enlightened. They are in self reflection, introspection, contemplation. Now, when transition is taking place, many times you find that a lot of people actually go into hermit mode. When transformation is taking place, they go into hermit mode. This is where you do a lot of self reflection and introspection. This is the before transformation happens stage. And this stage is actually a very, very, very much spiritual, energy as well. This is number 9. Next card you have is the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune represents, as you can see here, there's a lot of fire energy. When I see this, I think of great ability to manifest, making things turn around, changing your luck, destiny, having things happen the way you would like them to, karma, good karma, or, if in some cases, if things were not necessarily done the way they're supposed to,
It's the other way around as well. This represents soulmates, the meeting, fate, decisions, cycles of life, fortune. It could be on the upside. It could also be on the other side too, because, wheels changing. If you think of wheels changing, things change as a result of what you put in. So what you put in oftentimes is what you get out. So this represents the changes that take place. Again, karma. Next, we have the Justice card. The Justice card is number 11. This is, again, justice, consequences, legal disputes. Refers to making, decisions based on integrity. It relates to cause and effect, life lessons, honesty. If you can see the individual is sitting and they have the sword in their hand and they're just basically ready to, to use that sword to, to put things or people into place. Balance. Next, you have number 12, which is the hangman. You can even tell by this card the person is hanging upside down. I often think of this as a change in perspective, sometimes feeling trapped, confined, self limiting, uncertain, lack of direction, needing release, letting go, sacrifice, waiting, lack of direction, perspective. Again, you see the person hanging upside down, so you can definitely refer to this as perspective as well. So number 12 is the hangman. Number 13 is death. The weird thing is, this is number 13. Oftentimes in this culture, we think of 13 as a bad luck number, but it really isn't. And some of you can do some research on that. But in this case, death is not necessarily, like a scary thing. It refers to transformation. Many a times when you're listening to tarot, many of tarot readers will say this is Scorpio energy, and you can even see the Scorpio sign is on there because Scorpio is definitely the sign of transformation. It's a very powerful sign. So the death card is related to transformations, new beginnings, letting go, endings, change, transition, sudden unexpected things, endings, and so on. The next card we have is the Temperance card. The Temperance card is 14. It represents balance, peace, patience, moderation, inner calm, perspective, tranquility, harmonious relationships, soulmates, serenity. Sometimes, you've probably seen tarot readers refer to this when they're saying people are making, sound decisions and so on. And this is definitely, it's represented with balance, peace, and so on. 14, temperance. Next, we have the devil. Now, for many of you, this might kind of seem, like a weird one. Of course, this is number 15. This represents it basically represents like carnal type of energies. If you think of things that are very, carnal minded type of energies, for lack of a better term, addictions, depression, mental health issues, ego, secrecy, obsessive cheating, dependency, bondage, materialism, sexuality, powerlessness, hopelessness, abuse, violence, assault. A lot of times when this card is pulled, it represents a lot of, like I said, the carnal minded type of energies, someone who hasn't necessarily transitioned to a higher vibrational energy or way of thinking. And the next card we have is the Tower, number 16. This represents chaos, destruction, sudden upheaval, trauma, unexpected change, disaster, loss, tragedy, revelations, confusion, pain, divorce, abuse, violence, bankruptcy, natural disasters. These are typical, type of abrupt changes that can take place as a result of something else. It's a sudden change. And if you even look at the card, you see, like an explosion. Sometimes it's very much things that are unexpected. Next, you have the star, which is number 17. It's represented as Aquarius. You see Aquarius energy here, air energy represents hope, recognition, inspiration, creativity, calm, contentment, renewal, secrecy, spirituality, healing, positivity, faith, healing, rejuvenation. Just think of a star, just how the qualities of it, how bright it is, how far it is. It almost looks untouchable. It's something that you aspire for, and you aspire to see it. You just find so much beauty in it, but it's not easily reachable. So it's definitely something that is definitely high energy. Number 17. Number 18, you have the moon. It's represented by intuition, illusion, dreams, vagueness, invisibility, things that are not easily seen. It could also represent deception, anxiety, fear, misconception, subconscious insecurity. Number 19 is represented by the sun, which is very much fire energy. It's represented by positivity, freedom, fun, success, optimism, vitality, joy, confidence, self-expression, good luck, enthusiasm, happiness, truth, openness, and also pregnancy is associated with the sun. Just think of sun energy. What does the sun provide? What types of energy does the sun provide? It allows you, when it shines, it allows things to grow. It allows things to, people are typically happy when it's sunny outside. So those are the types of energies that's represented by the sun. Number 19. Number 20, judgment, self-evaluation, awakening, renewal, composure, decisiveness, homesickness, nap, judgments. Basically, oftentimes, this represents some kind of like reflection. Someone who's had time to think about something, and now they're basically weighing the scales to, to judge themselves. This is pretty simple. Number 20. And then you have number 21, which is represented by the world, which is success, achievement, accomplishment, travel, completion, fulfillment, sense of belonging, wholeness. So all these things can be represented within this card. So number 21. But overall, this is a very happy, fulfilling types of energy. And you can even see the individual on there. They seem very much happy and fulfilled, of course. And last but not least, we have the Fool, which is represented by 0. This actually represents beginning of something. It represents innocence, freedom, originality, adventure, travel, foolishness, carelessness, idealism, youth, spontaneity, lack of commitment, and new beginnings. Okay, so that's basically, it's number 22, but actually it's 0. So there's 22 arcanas altogether. And next time we'll talk about the 4 suits. Thank you for watching.